Hi guys! Vechs here! Welcome back to episode 15 of my Spellbound Caves 2 developer commentary. Okay, so last time we got like two wolves at once, and stuck them on the monument, and in hindsight maybe I should have done that on camera, but I suppose not much of a big deal. We have cyan and purple, which only leaves blue, brown, green, red, and black. Okay, so let's see. Announcements. It's Modpack version 1086, or technically speaking, it's 1.0.86. And this one, basically, Dungeon Mobs is gone and replaced with Fish's Undead Rising, which is really cool. Um, and I've also gotten in the super hostile decor. So if you do @super we're starting to get, I'm starting to make mods basically. So we've got super hostile armor, super hostile decor, and super hostile night vision. The effect of the night vision is basically, uh, well, let's see here. So I needed to rebalance night vision because it was really overpowered. As an example, Mage Light is an advanced spell, and so here's Mage Light, and you can see it gives off light to the edge right there. You can see the distance where the light stops and the darkness resumes there. I can actually, well, I can to more readily see it. I can just barely, there we go. Now it's just barely touching the wall. But night vision, uh, well, for one, there's a number of ways to get night vision. There's the ring of night vision, which is really, no, not this one. Well, there's that ring of night vision, but there's another one. Hold on a second. There's the Dragon Eye, which is a little more, this is more expensive to make. Yeah, this one needs the Dragon's Head. That gives you toggled night vision. Here it is, Ring of Enchanted Eyes. Yes, this is incredibly cheap to make. Um, like, have you run into a blazing juggernaut in the nether? Get some glowstone. Uh, so that gives you, yeah, this gives you permanent night vision. And it's incredibly cheap to make. It's some gold, a carrot. Uh, so because permanent night vision was so easy to get in this mod pack, uh, and also dark vision is a less advanced spell than mage light, so the mage light should be better, or at least not worse, right? So I looked to Dungeons and Dragons for influence, and in that game, the dark vision is at about 60 feet. And I was like, I'll limit the range of the night vision and make it very similar to D&D. Uh, and so basically, it's actually farther than D&D. I think on this patch, this is at uh, 21 blocks, if I'm not mistaken. You can see the very edge of the wall there. Uh, So you can see farther in the darkness than you can with Mage Light, but the limit to the night vision is that it makes a fog so that you can only see a certain distance. So if you were in a large chamber that was dark, you could see immediately around you, but not off in the distance. However, if you use Mage Light, then yeah, it doesn't quite light up as close or as far away as the night vision lets you see, but the mage light still lets you see, out to your render distance. So you have there's a choice there to make as opposed to the night vision just being really overpowered and you would basically just leave it on all the time and there was no thought process behind it. And another problem with that is that I carefully try to paint with light in my dungeon design. Like I carefully consider where I position the light sources in a dungeon to achieve a certain look, and all of my hard work is basically completely destroyed with night vision. Um, and the player ends up not seeing the dungeon like how I meant you to see the dungeon if you just leave the night vision on all the time. At least with this new version, it's like it. There's still a feeling of maybe some foreboding or something with the fog effect, like you can't just see forever. So I think the balance here is in a much healthier spot for the game because there's dark vision, there's mage light, and there's candle light, and then there's the light spell, and each one has its split. Well, except for candlelight. Candlelight is just a novice version of mage light, but anyway. Also in 10.8.6 we have most of this was 10.8.5. 10.8.6 was literally just I fixed a bug with the well, I wouldn't say fixed. I addressed a bug. Killing these wizards, there's well, let's show this off here. Slash summon EB wizardry evil wizard. Okay, so that right there, EB wizardry : evil underscore wizard. That was the evil wizard, right? Actually, I think FTB quests edit mode. Let's enable this. Okay. So basically, the way this works is this used to be. We go to the entity here and edit it. It's set to wizard. And originally, there was just two wizards. There was a good wizard and a bad wizard. And through trial and error, you just I think it's actually the second one. The bad wizard is a red egg and the good wizard's a blue egg. Cool. Now there's a bunch of new wizards because ancient spellcraft updated, and they added a bunch of variant wizards. But as you saw in FTB Quest, there's a bunch of like subtypes now, and they're all called wizard. And it's very confusing. And for the record, this one here that is asking for is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's this one right here, the fourth one down. Why? That's just the way it is. And I had to figure it out by trial and error. Okay. So what that means is I put a little blurb here. Fight enemy spellcasters and win. Ancient spellcraft variant wizards and develop the skills. And so if you go to the repeatable hunting for like magic hunting here, it's the wizards are evil ancient spellcraft variant wizards. The basic EB wizard, they don't count. They basically don't count anymore. So it's actually instead of slash summon EB Wiz evil wizard, it's not these guys anymore. If I bust this guy out and zap him, he does not count for the yeah, still 3 out of 10 here, so he doesn't count for the hunting. It's actually slash summon ancient spellcraft, and it's is it? No, it's not you. Yeah, it's not him. It's evil wizard. No, evil. It's evil underscore class underscore wizard. So these guys, you see how I use the same summon command, and I'll even grab like their spawn egg. So here's a spawn egg. It says spawn wizard, and it looks the exact same as the spawn egg for the normal wizard, but it's a lot like the orc, where summon orc will get you like a warrior, a berserker, or a shaman, and it's the same entity, but there's a bunch of they have NBT data on them to make them different. And that should, yeah, now we're at 7 out of 10. All right, cool. Delete, and didn't really earn these. Okay, we'll delete that. So yeah, that's the thing I had to deal with these. So now it's looking for the evil underscore class wizard from Ancient Spellcraft in these quests that have where it says wizard. That's what it's looking for. I don't think the normal wizards spawn as much now. I think the only way to find them is out of spawners. At least in a naturally generated world, they can show up in spawners sometimes in underground caves, specifically the spawners that like take a sample of every enemy in the game and like spawn them. I believe they can show up in that. Let's see. What else? There's loose. There's well, like I said, there's new uh super hostile. There's new inlaid blocks, which is just wool inside of blocks, and it makes 64 of them. They're decorative. They do actually have enchanting power. They have 1.5 enchanting power, so 2 of them is the same as 3 bookshelves. They are quite expensive to make, though. They take 8 metal blocks. Um, there is smooth bedrock, dark gray, and light variants here, which look pretty cool. And that's for map making. It's bedrock. You can't get it unless you're in creative mode. There's a bunch of new armors that cover areas of the tech tree that I felt were maybe a little lacking. Like I uh, um, got some amethyst armor here, steel armor, and light copper and ruined. Ruined is actually made out of bone and just a few small amounts of copper. So it's really cheap to make. And light copper is the same way. It's made of string and copper. So it also repairs with string or copper. The same for the ruined armor. It repairs with bone or copper. The ruined armor is pretty trash though. It does look cool. The ruined armor is actually it's mostly for me to put on enemies to look cool. Because wouldn't it look cool to have like a skeleton wearing like rusted up, you know, like corroded armor? Like I think that would be really cool. So here's actual steel, which is meant to be a companion to the chitin. They're both the same spot in the tech tree, and it kind of depends on if you want to make this stuff using leather. I think the steel's a little cheaper, and I think the chitin's a little better. The chitin looks cooler, in my humble opinion. But the steel looks pretty cool too. The steel is like very traditional. What would you say? Like maybe it kind of gives me the vibe of like Skyrim Nordic Skyrim armor, something like that up in there. Or maybe a more basic. It looks more like a more basic version of the dragon steel is the vibe I get. Amethyst armor is something that just kind of needed to be in the game because there's amethyst tools, and why isn't there amethyst armor? So I got that covered. Special thanks to Vampman, um, whose assets and templates helped me a lot with putting this stuff together. Greatly appreciated. Like as an example, the amethyst armor is based off of an armor set that Vamp made that was, oh, I can't pronounce the name. But it was like blue, and so I took it and I was like, that looks cool. Can I use it? And I've messed around with it. Now it's purple and different looking, but it's still his. Used his stuff as a template. Um, this inlaid block I made. This is all me, and that's all me. Um, Inlaid blocks look pretty cool. So like some good combinations might be the red, gold, the blue. As far as like floor tile, accent blocks and stuff like that. I think this will be really useful for building interiors, um, and especially for Vexylvania areas of like an aristocratic castle. I think this pattern will look great. And then there's this loose bone. So loose bone is farmable, obeys gravity, and is crafted from bones. And it crafts back down into bones. And if you mine it, it breaks, well, it just breaks into bones. And you can plant crops on it too. But I wanted another gravity block, and specifically for areas of Exylvania, I wanted. I think the loose bone will look really cool in some areas because uh, there's an area called the Charnel Pit, and I really wanted like gravity bone blocks. So that's something I put together. Man, that auto eat with the honey is pretty cool, huh? I'm just immediately topped off. Okay, and what else is there to talk about with the updates? Fish's Undead Rising has a lot of stuff in it. You guys will pardon me while I. Oh wait, no, it's is it Lava Cow? Is it mod underscore Lava Cow? For whatever reason, the internal name of Fish's Undead Rising is mod underscore Lava Cow, and I don't know why he did that, but that's what the guy did, and I wish he would change it, but it doesn't really matter, I suppose, for the most part. But it drives me crazy because I want to type in at Undead Rising or something, but it's actually at underscore mod lava cow or at mod underscore lava cow. So there's some really cool stuff in this. I think it's probably there's a poisonous enchant, a lifesteal enchant, and a corrosive enchant, which is basically makes the target take more damage from other sources. And then there's a lot of new enemies, and there's we got new armor sets. We got swine set and famine set and molten set. The molten set greatly reminds me of Terraria quite a bit, so that's pretty cool. Plenty of new enemies too, and one of them is one of the new enemies is as far as I could tell, it's just Yorick from League of Legends, right down to summoning the ghouls. And you can get his shovel, the Midnight Morn, and also summon an army of undead yourself. And it's really freaking cool, and I love it. Like, it's really cool. Okay. Let's start today's adventure and go to intersection 3. Alrighty. The frick is that? That is probably a spell that I cast a while back, and it's still just chilling here. So we have monsters from the Undead Rising mod. That's a grottle. Huh. Hey, buddy. Ah, gotcha. And I managed to get myself stuck. Amazing. Okay, where are we going today? We did this one, Vault of the Mountain Sun, and Palace of the Frozen Watcher, and Deep Glacier, and That just means Ravenheart Labyrinth. Do I have the Astral Diamonds on me? I do. Uh, oh, I got one of these, a Pouch of the Ranger. In the Astral Market, there's new items. I basically tried to make there be 3 items for mages, warriors, and rangers. Uh, so yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is really cool. This thing acts as a mobile light source while it's in your charm slot. And it's fairly cheap. It's just an astral diamond and a wooden lantern. It does suck up your charm slot though, which like a lot of the really powerful, like that's a charm, and hey look, that's a charm too. Like all of these are quite powerful and they compete for your charm slot, which is why I felt like making this fairly cheap is like, yeah, let players have a mobile light source early on, and then once they get better lighting solutions like just having your wand be able to do it for you, then you can take it off and switch over to like a more combat oriented uh, charm. That was the idea. That was the thought process behind that. You know what? I have done so much talking about the 10.8.5 and 10.8.6 update that this could honestly be its own video. And I haven't started an area yet, so uh yeah. No, 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 no. Got him. So I think I'll just sign off here, and we'll start a proper yeah, we'll start a proper episode 15. Yeah. This won't end up being episode 15. This will just be me talking about the 10.8.5 and 10.8.6 update. Yep. Okay, cool. Um and the next video is going to be the actual episode 15 where we'll be starting right here, ready to take on the Ravenheart Labyrinth. That works for me. Oh my gosh, there's another one of you guys. Come here, you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Here. Or I'm going to you, apparently. Where did you go? He escaped. Okay, that's fine. Alright, guys, I will see you next video, which will be episode 15 of my Spellbook Caves 2 developer commentary. Until next time, as always, take it easy.